Hey guys! Okay, I got tagged by a friend of mine to do the paranormal tag. So I have my list of questions and I'm going to do the best that I can. The lighting is going to be really wonky. I'm in my entry. I'm sorry. I just, out of the corner of my eye, and I honestly don't. Okay, out of the corner of my eye, I just flat out saw a shadow, like a black shadow, just go right on by. And I'm in my entryway, so I have a window right over there. I have a window there, the door, a window, and a window. And I cannot honestly tell you if that was outside or inside. I don't see any birds. I don't see people. Okay, I don't see anything, but I just saw a black shadow, just like that. Well, that's a way to start off, isn't it? Anyway, okay, let's get into this. The lighting is going to be really crappy today. I'm in my entryway, like I said, but as you can see, the video is really dark and the candles are super bright, and that's because it's been pouring here since last night. We've had flood warnings up. I mean, we've had 3 to 4 inches of rain in an hour. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, it is what it is. Let's just film. Okay, so like I said, this is a paranormal tag. And this friend of mine is more interested in the darker side of paranormal. I try to stay away from that just because I've heard a lot of horror stories with that, like a lot of things attaching to people, a lot of really not human-like stuff attaching to people, so I try to stay away from that because I do have an 11-year-old daughter in my home, and I don't want her going through anything. She's probably the most important thing to me. Let's just start right in here. Alright, number 1. Do you have any experiences with dark spirits? Not that I know of. Again, I don't... It's not like they have a calling card that says, hey, I'm a dark spirit. You want to go watch a movie? Want to hang out? Want to do stuff? You know, it's not like that. So, not that I know of, but it's possible. Have you ever noticed any unexplained scratches or claw marks or been attacked by a ghost? The only time that I've had unexplained marks was in my late teens, early 20s. My husband and I were just dating. We were just starting to live together. And I went to the doctor's because my legs, my mom had actually noticed it that morning, and we made an appointment that day. My legs, both my legs, were covered in ginormous, like we're talking huge black and blues. Like deep, dark, purple, black and blues. And I remember at the doctor's office, they actually pulled me into a room and sat me down with 2 doctors and 2 nurses and asked me if my boyfriend was beating me. No. He's never touched me out of anger. He's never touched me out of frustration. He's never done anything but be a gentleman. Ever. And even if he did, I'd kick his behind. Let's just keep it PG, shall we? Yeah, I'm not the type of woman you want to hit. Ever. And he never has. But I didn't do anything the day before. I think we were riding around looking for something. I don't even remember what. Just maybe running around looking at stuff. We used to do that all the time. So we didn't do anything physical. We didn't do any physical labor. We didn't do anything for me to have gotten black and blues. I don't sleepwalk. He doesn't sleepwalk. I'm not a thrasher. I'm a roller, but I'm such a heavy sleeper that I doubt it. He doesn't roll much either. So there was no explanation for my black and blues. They did run a multitude of tests. Everything came back normal. So, I mean, that's really the only one, but it was just a weird freak phenomenon. So, maybe. Number 3. If so, where'd you find the marks? Just did that one. Number 4. Have you ever had any bad dreams or visions that you were the subject of a ritual or being surrounded by dark figures? If so, what was the dream or dreams about? No. I've never had a dream where I was in the middle of a ritual or surrounded by dark creatures or beings. No, I mean, I've had 2 or 3 dreams where, you're in an absolute panic and you wake up just panicked and freaked out and you have to walk around and just look at the house. I mean, there was one where I was in this store and my daughter had just come in from outside and we heard a howl. I have a huge obsession with wolves, don't ask. It's another story for another time. And I remember hearing this god-awful howl. I'm like, oh god, lock the front door. So we locked the front door. And then in the back, oh god, this is going to creep me out. I hate this dream. Oh. And through the back comes this thing. It was a werewolf thing. It was a black mass. And I just, oh god, this creeps me out so bad. It was just a dream, but it comes in the back door and it's like shaking its head like this. And it's got wicked pointed like ears. Like if you've seen Van Helsing and you've seen the werewolf face, that's kind of what it looked like, but it was just black. Just sleek black. And then it had its claws that it was just patting like this. So it was shaking its head like this. Oh god, it's just creepy. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about it. That was it. That's really the only dream, but I don't think it was anything evil. I think it was just, oh, blanket was just creepy. Okay. Da, da, da. Number 5. Other than feeling sick, have you experienced any strange feelings in the stomach during any of these encounters? If so, what part of the stomach and what did it feel like? No. Other than just, just in your whole abdomen region is pretty much it. I haven't had any, like, empath symptoms. I haven't had any physical medium type symptoms. Like I haven't taken on. No, I haven't really taken on anything. But then again, nobody like super close to me has had anything. So no. I mean, I'm sure if I was able to fine tune whatever I had, probably, but I don't know how. So that would be a no. Did you notice any particular health problems at any time during these encounters, and if so, what were they? Okay, I haven't talked about this one yet, but that was the last question, by the way. But I think now I have to. The only time that I've ever experienced anything physical, like illness, sickness, otherwise, was when I was probably, I want to say, 7 or 8. I remember distinctly, I was supposed to go to a birthday party that day. And my brothers and I, of course, you're all amped up. You're in a rush. You're going to a birthday party. Everything is just so exciting and just you're crazy with energy. And my brothers and I were playing tag in my house. And I remember running up the stairs at my dad's house, leaning over the stairs, watching my youngest brother run by. And this is where it's going to get extremely weird. And I'm going to say this flat out and first and foremost, I don't remember any of this. The things that I tell you are what my parents have told me and what I remember in a very strange way. I've had 2 out-of-body experiences my entire life. This is one of them. So after I watched my youngest brother run by, apparently I fell off the topmost stair on my head on something. And I don't even know what the only thing I could think of, there was a bureau in the hallway, and I must have hit my head on that and then on the floor, but I'm not even 100% positive because I don't remember. The second it happened, I remember nothing. Apparently, according to my parents, I was just uncontrollable. Like, I was just freaking out and just crying and making weird noises and all kinds of strange things. I don't remember it. What I do remember is being outside, sitting at a picnic table that was facing the driveway, because the driveway was here, and I remember my mom's car, an empty space, and an empty space, and the porch. And I watched the ambulance pull into my driveway. I watched the door to the porch open. I watched the ambulance crew carrying my body. I'm not in it, Okay, I'm sitting at the picnic table watching this like this is a movie. I watched my body with the ambulance crew, my parents come walking across. I watched the people who were supposed to take me to the birthday party pull up into the driveway right as I'm passing in front of their car. I watched the ambulance people put me in the ambulance. The people for the birthday party leave. I watched the ambulance start to back out of my driveway. I carefully get up from the picnic table, walk to the edge of the driveway, and once you get to the edge of the driveway, it's a dirt road that just goes down a hill and then back up. And I just watched the ambulance go off with me in it. And that's really all that I physically remember myself. My parents said that in the ambulance I was just making the weirdest noises. I was crying hysterically. I was just screaming bloody murder. And then they said all of a sudden I just sat up and said, I'm fine. Can I go home? I don't remember any of this. I remember none of it. Nothing at all. Apparently the ambulance then, they realized that I was fine, which I highly doubt, but whatever. We're talking about early 80s, mid 80s. So they turned around, came back, and the only thing that I clearly remember, besides watching my youngest brother run by the bottom of the stairs before I fell, is my dad tucking me in and walking out of my room. And that, we're talking like a 10-second little clip. I remember nothing myself for 24 to 48 hours after I hit my head. But I distinctly remember sitting at the picnic table, watching myself being loaded into the ambulance, and the ambulance going off down the road with me in it. But I really wasn't. So that was the only, and I'm pretty sure I had a very bad head trauma, concussion for sure. But that's like the only real physical anything that I've ever had. The second out-of-body experience, I was playing at my grandmother's lake, so there was no physical injury at all. I was probably 6 or 7 still. I was pretty young. And I just remember my grandmother blowing the whistle for us to, she would do that, she would blow the whistle for us to come in for lunch or dinner, or when it was time to pretty much end our day. And I remember walking along the pier, which I wasn't, because I went straight from the beach up the grassy hill to my grandmother, but somehow me consciously was in a body, a kid's body, carrying a tackle box and a fishing pole, walking next to a guy, a grown-up, who apparently was a grandpa or something, watching myself walk up the grassy hill to my grandmother, watching my grandmother put a towel around my shoulders, but it wasn't me, because I was stuck in this weird kid with a fish pole, and she brought me into camp, and I was back in my body. But there was no trauma with that one. That one was just freak. Like, weird. But those are the only 2 that I've ever had. And one was a trauma, which I know they say can happen sometimes. And the other one was just an absolute normal, calm day. Other than that, the only dark anything that I know of is the vlog that I did, last week, I think, about the presence that's like in your face and it's intense, it's not nice, it means you harm, but it hasn't done anything. So I don't know what to make of it. So that's my paranormal tag. Those are the questions that I was asked. I hope I answered them well. If not, feel free to comment down below, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one that you guys do. I'm hoping to put up a lot more videos now that I actually have time to do them. So I hope there's going to be a lot more to come. So until next time, you guys, see you later.